Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Bode, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare There we go. Let's see, then the last day here, let's do the let's see Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey, everybody's still up over there. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Okay, let's do a little chanting here together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey there, Dean Smith. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari. Hari Ram, Hari Ram, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari. Hare Ram, Ram, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari. Hare Ram, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari. Hare Ram, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari. Hare Ram, Hari Hari. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda, Nityananda, 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 Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Goranga, Goranga, Goranga. Goranga, 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 Gora, 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 Krishna, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gora, 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 Krishna, 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 Gora, Gora, Gora. Krishna, Krishna, Gora, 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 Krishna, 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 Gora, Gora, Gora. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, as we know it's getting late for you guys, so let's read a little bit here. At least some of you. Okay, we read from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ajalila. Maybe next chapter. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna. Yeah, chapter 10. Lord Chaitanya accepts prasadam. Oh, I read that one, I think. Is it? Well, let's look at that. Make sure. I think we just read this. Yeah, we just read this one too. Sorry it's taking so long. Uh, mhm. Rescuing the Lord from the Sea, chapter 18. Uh, Hare Krishna. This is to the window. Okay. Rescuing the Lord from the sea. In the brilliant autumn moonlight, oh Jai Prabhupada, thank you, Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled devotees here. All glories to the attentive listeners of Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the brilliant autumn moonlight, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mistook the sea for the river Yamuna. Greatly afflicted by separation from Krishna, he ran and dove into the sea and remained unconscious in the water the entire night. In the morning, he was found, uh, in the morning, he was found by his personal devotees. May that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi, protect us by his transcendental pastimes. May that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi, protect us by his transcendental pastimes. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Nityananda Prabhu. And all glories to Advaita Acharya. And all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to all the devotees of Chaitanya. While thus living in Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu floated all day and night in an ocean of separation from Krishna. While living at Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu floated all day and night in an ocean of separation from Krishna. During a night in the autumn season, when the full moon brightened everything, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wondered. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wandered all night long with his devotees. He walked from garden to garden, seeing the pastime of the Lord Krishna, seeing the pastimes of Lord Krishna, and hearing and reciting songs and verses concerning the Rasa Leela. He sang and he danced in ecstatic love. He sang and he danced in ecstatic love. Sometimes imitated the rasa dance in emotional ecstasy. He sometimes ran here and there in the madness of ecstasy, and sometimes he fell and rolled on the ground. Sometimes he became completely unconscious. When he heard Swarup Damodar recite a verse concerning the Rasa Leela, or he himself recited one, he would personally explain it as he had previously done. In this way, he explained the meaning of the verses concerning the Rasa Leela. Sometimes he would be very sad and sometimes very happy. To explain fully all these, to explain fully all these verses and all the transformations that took place in the Lord's body would require a very large volume. So, not to increase the size of this book, I have not written about the Lord's pastimes, about all of the Lord's pastimes, for he performed them every moment of every day for 12 years. As I have previously indicated, I am describing the mad speeches and bodily transformations of the Lord only in brief. If Ananta, with his 1,000 hoods, tried to describe even one day's pastimes, one day's pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would find them impossible to describe fully. If Ganesh, Lord Shiva's son, an expert scribe of the demigods, tried for millions of millenniums to describe one day of the Lord's pastimes, he would be unable to find their limit. Even Lord Krishna is struck with wonder at seeing the transformations of ecstasy in his devotees. If Krishna himself cannot estimate the limits of such emotions, how could others? Krishna himself cannot fully understand the conditions, the mode of progress, the happiness and unhappiness, and the moods of ecstatic love of his devotees. He therefore accepts the role of a devotee to taste these emotions fully. Ecstatic love of Krishna. Ecstatic love of Krishna makes Krishna and his devotees dance. And it also dances personally. In this way, all three dance together in one place. One who wants to describe the transformations of ecstatic love of Krishna is like a dwarf trying to catch the moon in the sky. As the wind can carry away but a drop of water in the ocean, a living entity can touch only a particle of the ocean of love of Krishna. Only a particle. uh, Endless waves arise moment after moment in that ocean of love. How could an insignificant living entity estimate their limits? Only a person on the level of Swarup Damodar Goswami can fully know what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tastes in his love for Krishna. When an ordinary living entity describes the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he purifies himself by touching one drop of that great ocean. Thus all the verses about the Rasa Leela dance were recited. Then finally the verse concerning the pastimes of the water was recited. As an independent leader among elephants enters the water with these female elephants, Krishna, who is transcendental to Vedic principles of morality, entered the water, the Yamuna, with the gopis. His chest had brushed against their breasts, crushing his flower garland and coloring it with red kumkum powder. Attracted by the fragrance of that garland, humming bumblebees followed Krishna like celestial beings of Gandharva Loka. In this way, Lord Krishna mitigated the fatigue of the rasa dance. While thus wandering near the temple of Aitota, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly saw the sea. Brightened by the shining light of the moon, the high waves of the sea glittered like waters of the river Yamuna. Mistaking the sea for the Yamuna, the Lord ran swiftly and jumped into the water, unseen by the others. Falling into the sea, he lost consciousness and could not understand where he was. Falling into the sea, he lost consciousness and could not understand where he was. Sometimes he sank beneath the waves, and sometimes he floated above them. The waves carried him here and there like a piece of dry wood. Who can understand this dramatic performance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Keeping the Lord sometimes submerged and sometimes afloat, waves carried him towards the Konarka temple. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, fully merged in the pastimes of Lord Krishna, performed with the gopis in the waters of the Yamuna. Meanwhile, all the devotees headed by Swarab Damodar lost sight of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Astonished, they began searching for him, asking, "Where has the Lord gone?" Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had run off at the speed of the mind. No one could see him. Thus everyone was puzzled as to his whereabouts. Has the Lord gone to the temple of Lord Jagannath, or has he fallen down in madness in some garden? Perhaps he went to the Gundicha temple, or Lord Narendra, or the Chatak Parvat. Maybe he went to the temple of Konarka. Yeah. I think I'm going to stop pretty soon. And maybe I'll read that rasa dance first, and maybe let's see what comes from this. As an independent leader among elephants enters the water with its female elephants, Krishna, who is transcendental to the Vedic principles of morality, entered the water of the Yamuna with the gopis. His chest had pressed against their breasts, crushing his flower garland and coloring it with red kumkum powder. Attracting by the fragrance of that garland, humming bumblebees followed Krishna like a celestial being of Gandharva Loka. In this way, Lord Krishna mitigated the fatigue of the rasa dance. Yeah. So I like this. Krishna, who's transcendental to the Vedic principles of morality. Yeah. Yeah, this is, it's not like the Lord, this is so close. Go back, there you go. Yeah, it's not like the Lord is saying like, well, he's transcendental to the Vedic principles, therefore he can do whatever he wants. No, see, the gopis are in their spiritual form. The Lord is actually, so they're automatically transcendental to the Vedic principles of morality. And it's not like that's actually any immorality in what the Lord is doing. It's actually the supreme morality is for the Lord's chest to come against the chest of the gopis. The chest is where the heart is, right? See that meeting? That's like a meeting with the Lord, a meeting with Krishna. See, and then then the garland, the Lord has. That's like a marriage garland put in. See, it's crushed, by the that's that love awakening, the devotion awakening because of the chest of the Lord against the gopis. See, that's up. The chest is up, the breasts are where the heart is, right? So, of course, the Lord is transcendental to Vedic morality. And that's not an immoral act because they're both in their spiritual body, which is perfect. Spiritual body is perfect. It's perfect in every way. It's perfect relationship, and there's no fault in the relationship. This is eternal relationship. Yeah, of course. And see, the Vedic injunctions, they limit relationships, interactions in relationships, because people end up, they have a tendency to get entangled. If you get too close to a woman or a man, you get too close, and then you get too attached. See, and then you have problems usually, So yeah, lots of entanglements. Just see, but the gopis and the Lord, because that's an eternal relationship, everything is perfect. Their relationship, their meetings. There's an intent. There's a kind of entanglement with that, but that you want that you want to get entangled with the Lord in His transcendental form. See, by being entangled with the Lord, you never get untangled, And so this is forever. It's almost, it's in the world, it's almost like forever too. That's why they call it in the Vedas, the souls here are eternally conditioned. Eternally conditioned, because sometimes you can go through a whole creation and dissolution cycle, or the big one, and not realize who you are. You go into this species and that species, sometimes a demigod, sometimes in hell, sometimes on earth, sometimes in a dog body, and all kinds of various bodies, man. And you may end up not getting self-realized because basically not meeting the one, not meeting a spiritual liberated soul who can teach you these ins and outs of relationships with the Lord. So of course the Lord Krishna and the gopis are transcendental to Vedic, because they have that transcendental attraction for each other. See? And you notice in the last part of the verse, see, humming bumblebees followed, attracted by the fragrance of that garland. See, the garland, see that marriage, that union with the devotee and the Lord. The bumblebees are attracted. The devotees are attracted. You see, they're attracted. That's like sadhu sangha. There's the devotee meeting with the Lord, and then the devotees are also, the bumblebees are attracted to that fragrance of the meeting of the devotee with the Lord. See, it makes Krishna more attractive in the explanation, in the communion, even to others. See, and it makes the devotee more attractive too. See, because of that meeting. Otherwise, there's nobody's very beautiful in this world. The beauty is superficial. The beauty is material. The beauty is of the body. But real beauty is a devotee relating to his Lord, communing with the Lord. That's where you see the real beauty of a person in this world is in that meeting with the Lord. Otherwise, there's no existence of real beauty here. It doesn't, the Lord can say, what is this real beauty in this world? Yeah, it's beauty. It's beautiful, beautiful body and everything, but it doesn't last. So, but bhakti lasts. If you notice, the devotees cultivating bhakti on the ecstatic platform here, this bhakti lasts. This bhakti is beautiful. The bhakti is beautiful in the truths that it unearths and in the ecstatic relish of transcendental mellows. And it makes even the body beautiful. That's why I love to watch, I love to take pictures of real devotees in divine communion. Like you take pictures of Govinda and when he's communing with the Lord, or any devotee here, if you see them, but just use them as examples because him and Lalita, because they come on a lot. But there's other devotees. When you meet with the Lord, now you know what real beauty is. See? That's why, I like to take pictures of these ecstatic devotees here and then post them and watch how nobody even cares practically. Unless you're a devotee, then you can appreciate the beauty of a devotee like Lalita communing with God. Tasting transcendental ecstasy in the name and the pastimes and qualities of the Lord. And then you could see real beauty is in their meeting together. And for years I used to post my pictures because I never saw any ecstatic devotees. I look at all these persons and they can't see what this real beauty is. It's almost like it's hidden from them. But for a devotee, it's very apparent. Like the pictures of Prabhupada. You can find a lot of pictures he's stern, and they love to post those things because it's like a father image, Your father beats you and looks stern at you and all that, and you're used to that. But the real beautiful pictures that I like are when he's in bliss and communion with the Lord. He's not like in external consciousness, but he's actually communing. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And very blissful look and all of that stuff. And most devotees, they don't really appreciate that. They like the stern, like the Vaidhi look. It's like a Vaidhi look sometimes. They like that, see, but they don't like the ecstatic look of the deep communion of a devotee with the Lord. That's when you see Prabhupada really blissful. Or the devotees here, some of them, that are more public, you can see. Lalita says, bounded to the Lord such a way that nobody can interrupt that chest to chest. Yeah, you need to have the eyes to see it. Krishna gives you the eyes, awakening after awakening, and you recognize it stronger and stronger. Yeah, exactly. And it looks more and more beautiful. That's the beautiful part. There's nothing more beautiful than a devotee in communion with the Lord, because the Lord becomes more beautiful and the devotee becomes more beautiful in the communion. That's in the books. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Haridas embraced the Lord, they did it physically, but they do it another way too. They do it internally. When Haridas is chanting in great ecstasy, in communing with the Lord, that's the embrace of the Lord. See, he's crushing his garland, against the chest of a devotee. Yeah, and so that Chaitanya Charitamrita says it makes the devotee looks more beautiful, and the Lord makes more beautiful. Now, you know how that practically shows up? Okay, when a devotee is communing and chanting the holy names, or sharing the pastimes, reciting the pastimes, relishing the pastimes, it makes Krishna in the book, in the conception, more attractive, as well as the devotee. That's just the nature of communion with God. And otherwise you don't see the beauty of Lord. That's why you have to be called to a sangha like this, because most people don't appreciate it. Most Vaishnavas are Vaidhi Bhaktas, and some worse. You know that word. I ain't gonna mention it. They're very, like gruff, very coarse. See, so they can't appreciate. They can't appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice subject. I've always liked to talk about it because, I don't know how people are going to ever, it's like, when I went to college for not very long though, I didn't like college. When I took you got to take these classes. So, okay, I got to take these bullshit classes. Anyway, there was one called Art Appreciation 101. People, you generally don't know how to appreciate the finer things, more cultural things, like art. And so they actually had a class to teach people how to learn to appreciate art. Well, it's just, you think it's even more so that you need to take a class, Bhakti 101 too. And these gurus can't teach it. All they can teach you is external bhakti, you know, regulative devotional service without much heart in it, not transcendental heart, rules, regulations, ceremonies. See, that's really low level of devotional service being taught there, and it's not ecstatic. Mm. So that's it. Okay, Fani says, yeah, Maharaj, I once shared a funny picture of Prabhupada, very animated one, and the head preacher asked me to take it off as it made Prabhupada look silly. Yeah, you see, they don't like the mood of Vrindavan. They want the more stern. That's not Vrindavan. You know what that is? That's in the the people think that if you get into a disciplic line, uh, and you learn the Vaidhi practices, that you actually are going to Vrindavan. Well, not necessarily. You have to have that so-called silliness, that rasa, that mood, that mentality, that informality. See that bhav, that special ecstasy of Vrindavan. See, then you can go. But you can be in these paramparas, but they don't teach the real mood. See, what okay, here we go. We got Narayana Raj, we got the Radhakund Babajis, and we got ISKCON. Who's teaching the mood of Raj? You could say, well, Narayana Raj was, the Radhakund Babajis are. No, they're not. You got to teach it by example. Narayana Raj didn't show anything. He was like this, to control this uncontrollable ecstasy. So he didn't teach it. He taught it in. See, the whole thing is always in name only, right? The inexperienced persons. If you don't go through a real associate of Lord Chaitanya, you don't get into Vrindavan. Forget it, man. These guys are doing just what Jesus said that they always try to do. They got to go through the door. The door is the associate of Lord Chaitanya. There always will be the door in the real disciplic line. See? But Jesus says most don't go through the door. So they try to climb into the kingdom of God some other way. That is Vaishnavism in a nutshell. Contemporary Vaishnavism in a nutshell. They're trying to get into Vrindavan in some other way. That includes the Radhakund Babajis, the ones I met. I can't say everybody, but the ones I met. And the Ryan Raj, and that includes all of them. They're trying to get into the kingdom of God some other way. It includes ISKCON. Everything but going through the door of a real devotee that's empowered to deliver them. They won't do that. They'll try to climb. Who knows how many lifetimes they'll do that. They'll try to climb in the Narayana Maharaja group through austerities, through regulative devotional service, through ceremonies, ceremonial worship, by memorizing verses of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and think they know them. By their memorization of those verses and quoting them in like the wind, and impressing neophytes who say, wow, they can quote the verses, but where's the ecstasy? Where's the bhav? It's nowhere to be seen. It's all in name only. ISKCON is preaching in name only. Narayana Maharaja is preaching in name only. Or even the followers now. He's dead, but the followers now. Radhakund Babaji is also in name only. No ecstasy. Oh yeah, pride. So much pride in all of those groups. They're too proud to come to where real devotees are, which is here, who have the empowerment and the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. They're too proud, so therefore they're going to try to climb. No, I ain't going to do it. Like, I'm going to go through austerities. I'm going to go through renunciation. I'm going to do everything Narayana Maharaja is doing, everything he taught. Renunciation, chant 1 lakh, try to attain Krishna. Nobody's got Krishna, not any of his leaders. I checked them out already. Not one has ecstatic devotion. Prove me wrong, but they never do. None of them. Not even that Johan, man. Come on over here, defeat the guy that's that guy over there. Prove that you have a better, deeper understanding. Okay? You think it's any different if you actually have and true? I want to test to see if Lord Chaitanya is really here. You should you guys should want to test that too, but they don't. They don't want it. The darkness is more important than them to the light of truth. Nobody gives a shit about truth, practically, except some good, nice devotees here. But most don't give a shit about the truth, the conclusive truth that will set them free forever. No, they'll stay this is the dark. You wonder why things are the way they are. Why Vaidhi is taught? Because people, they don't understand this. Anyway, maybe there's somebody out there that has some, Krishna will knock some good sense into you. And you stop trying to climb into the kingdom of Vrindavan some other way, by austerity, by everything Narayana Maharaja taught was rejected by Lord Chaitanya. And you expect me to accept him as a Vrindavan resident? He teaches the opposite of Lord Chaitanya? Sorry, you can do that. That's why none of these guys got any ecstasy. They believe in somebody, that preaches the opposite of Lord Chaitanya. Oh yeah, well, go ahead. Why don't you prove it? Yeah, I'll prove it. It's not by austerity that he taught. It's not by renunciation that he taught to attain Krishna. It's not by ceremonial worship and by regulative devotional service that you attain Krishna Vrindavan. It's not by memorizing all those verses and thinking you know all about bhakti. It's not by giving sannyas staffs and making gurus who are not qualified with the Vrindavan Ras. It's not by any of that. That's from the Lord's mouth. He's teaching the opposite, and I teach what the Lord teaches. That's why it works here. It's blessed here. Lord Chaitanya is behind this here. Prabhupada is behind this here, but not behind Narayana Maharaja or the Radhakund Babajis or ISKCON. They've fallen by the wayside, man. That's why this preaching is potent and that's impotent. See? They're preaching the opposite of what Lord Chaitanya preached. Therefore, that's why there's no ecstatic love there. See? It's not by any of those things that Narayana Maharaj preached that I just mentioned now. And that's from the Lord's lotus mouth in Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you believe in that. This is the problem. They don't believe in these verses. Therefore, they act the opposite. Then how is it? Well, the Lord came off and gave the slam dunk on how it is. Oh yeah, it's through the devotees. The devotees here. Here, here, who chant the holy name with great ecstatic devotion, right in front of their friggin' eyes, man. Who the heck's gonna wake up first? But they don't believe in the verses. That's the problem, man. The verses are my life and soul, man. They're my eyes. And if a person's blind, pretending to see, watch out. Gohari's gonna come after you. You blind person. How dare you mislead the world? It's the apocalypse. Look at these lips. Pow, wow, wham, slam. Oh, great. Yeah, I think I know that picture. I like it. He does look funny. Yeah, I'll check it out. But I think I know that one. There's one picture that he looks like he's looking very silly and funny, but it's great. I love these things. See, truth is no respecter of persons, man. Don't give me this bullshit that a person, you believe that they're enlightened and they're on the highest level. No, show me that they're enlightened at the highest level. Show me some fruit, man. Where's the fruit of ecstatic devotion in any one of those Narayana Maharaja groups or Radhakund Babaji's? The one that my ex-wife used to go to see and was really impressed with, he's sitting on a palanquin getting fanned and going like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And she thinks that's real bhakti. I can't believe it, man. They think pride. Be sitting on the palanquin and getting fanned, and speaking a little Chaitanya Bhagavat. Again, no ecstasy that I saw. Maybe a tear once, maybe. This is the kind of bullshit going on in Vaishnavism. And people want me to respect that. No, I respect what is respectable. You respect real devotees and you kick ass of the fakes, man. You kick their ass with the truth, man, so that maybe somebody will break their faith in illusion. There's so much falsity going on in this Kali Yuga, man. You wouldn't believe it, especially in Vaishnavism. Hypocrites and liars and cheaters have infiltrated all these Hare Krishnas, man. Demons, and that's what they do. They love influence, man. They want to deceive. That's what they do. They deceive. And hey, man, unless you take shelter of a real representative of the Lord now, especially now in this Kali Yuga, especially today in 2024 and this year, you're screwed, man. You're gonna be bewildered by all the Lord has let loose, all these demons, man. He's given them their time here. And they're tricking people, deceiving people. And if you don't take shelter of a real devotee, you're going to be deceived. Look at Johan. Look at the whole group. All deceived. They all got the shot, man. What's in it? At least I know Shamaguri got the shot. Even said, I said, don't do it. That's part. They believe in these people. They all did that. Madhusud's very proud. He got even. I'm boosted up there, man. Very proud of it. And Johan also. See, not protected by the Lord. The same Acharya Dev and many of these other gurus promoted that thing. I'm talking practical, man. I know it's diabolical what's in that stuff, and people still don't even know. Even in our Sangha, people are still doubting. Not everybody. Because if you what do you think I'm teaching? You believe in the Krishna Tattva I'm teaching? Do you believe in the Guru Tattva I'm teaching? How about you believe in the Maya Tattva I'm teaching about, how Maya is practically working now? Isn't it better to have, well, Maya is in something in the book, somewhere, and everything had no relationship to how Maya is working now, how he's working through the demons, and how I prove it through the books, man, how Hiranyakashipu, when he took over, he told destroy everything, burn everything, start fires, man. Everything you see going on now is in the book already, and just call your attention to it so you know what's happening now in 2024. What's so hard to understand? What, this is not Maya Tattva? How the demons are working? Well, why did Krishna spend all the time on teaching about the modes of nature, the modes of demons in the mode of ignorance, and and passion, and mode of ignorance, and the mode of passion, and the mode of goodness, and their qualities, and the symptoms that people have in those things, in those modes? See, what did their so-called bhakti bring them? What are the jewels, the realizations? That's it. You look in the Narayana Maharaja, all speculations, man. Nothing. That's all they can do is memorize verses and quote them and sound good, but there's no activation, man. There's no activation. Yeah, it's, you ever see these glues? Glue, there's a glue. There's two tubes, and by themselves they don't work. They're impotent. You got to mix them together. Then they bond. See? So what we do here is we mix Radha and Krishna together. So there's a bond between Radha and Krishna and the devotees here. See? We do that. It works. It's practical. We're the only ones doing it. Radha Kund Babaji's aren't. Narayana Maharaj isn't. ISKCON isn't doing it. See, and because they're more vocal, well, they aren't now. Gohar is vocal more than them actually now. Take them all on. But generally, they're so vocal and putting the illusion as truth that even poor people like my ex-wife believe them. See, that's why she's screwed up. That's why she's mundane. See, because she believes that that's truth. She believes that darkness. See, the darkness in the modes. I don't care how good it looks like, how austere it is. She always believed in austerities and near jaw fast, as that was the light for her. See, and those doing that, which is not the real path, was impressive to her and others. Their neophytes are impressed by people preaching something other than the real truth. They're impressed by the austerities that Narayana Maharaj did and taught and promoted in renunciations and chanting 1 lakh. See, but the result is Krishna, 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 but no ecstasy, no Holy Spirit. They don't even believe in it. They don't believe in the Holy Spirit. How do you know? Well, look at this. Whoa, Gohari and your friends, you don't have it, Sahaja. You don't have any real Holy Spirit. There's no spirit of devotion. They don't even know what it is, and they're so going to tell us what it is. No, that's this, because we looked at Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book, you know, about all the rasas and what's real and what's not, and we even though we have no experience of real bhakti, there's no experience, but in our heads we figured it all out. That's Vaishnavism. They're all in their friggin' heads, man. They figured it all out in their heads. See? Nothing here. Nothing awakened in their heart. See? They're just one tube of glue, man. Glued to the material. They can't get unglued to the material world. Well, because you got to mix. See, you got to mix. You got to mix with real devotees and take the shelter and the tutelage and hear and get purified of that big false ego and admit you're a stupid fool and a scumbag like we have. but we're scumbags with the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. I'm not offended to be called a scumbag and all that stuff because I'm in the material world. It's only the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and this parampara that has saved me, man, giving me some real life in this world. And my only mission and is to really share that life with others so they get on board. And look at the witnesses, man. How many Narayana Maharaj group will stand up and tell you, what God has done for them? No, nobody can. None ISKCON, none of them, man. They only put pictures of Krishna, pictures of their guru. See, it's just all pictures with no bhakti, man. That's the one thing I admired about Christians. Christians had some feeling, man. They had some substance. When they had an awakening of faith in Christ and it did the awakening of God and devotion in their heart, they had something to testify, something to say what God was doing in their lives. They have some potency. They were propped up by the Spirit of God. It just props them up. What is this here? We got one of these. Bob, Krishna is a lion satanic. Yeah. You're one of those, man. You know what? That we have an old saying here. Guys like you, GTFOH. You know what that means? Oh, the door is over there. Don't let it hit you in the butt. Who the heck do you know about Krishna? You just come over here and you're just like one of these Christians, these idiotic Christians. Make you? Okay. I'm glad you asked that. Make you? Oh, well, let's see. Let's see if we can do that. So, okay, we'll first block you on YouTube. See where else he is. Yeah. I think I got him. I should have looked if he was on YouTube. Wow. Yeah, he was on YouTube. Yeah, so I made you, man. You're gone, man. You're blocked on YouTube even. Yeah. Yeah, this is the world we're dealing with here. Everybody is in so much illusion, you know. See, I know. I did the same thing when I got. See, that's why you see Christianity for this level is a contamination. You got to know that at some point. Because if you try to equate what's going on here, look at this guy. He's a Christian. They're a lot like that. They don't believe. See, you gotta. If you get too much into Christianity and associating with these Christians, what happens is you get contaminated and you start to lose faith in Krishna. I know. I did it 4 or 5 times, back and forth, back and forth. I lost faith in Krishna because it's a contamination. It's in Christianity, it's all mixed up. They got some spirit, some devotion, some Holy Spirit mixed in with desire to be one with God. They want salvation, many of them. They want to be loved. See, they still have human uh, um, uh, contaminations basically in their worship because it's not about loving God. Still they want to be loved by God. They want to be taken care of. They're like babies. They're a baby. Take care of me, daddy. Give me your love. And they think that they don't have, because they're not awakened. Generally that level is not awakened. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, some people, a lot of times, devotees here, they still have that faith that they want to get into Christianity and Christ, and they need that. Okay, well, good luck, and you'll see. I see those who do that, they end up getting contaminated and they start losing some faith in what we're doing and stop dropping off more. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, if you want to be a devotee of Lord Chaitanya and engage in pure devotional service, the Lord, you got to, if you stick with this, you'll see that Lord Chaitanya is the avatar of this age. Jesus didn't give this. I know what Jesus gave. I experienced that. I experienced what even most Christians haven't experienced. Yeah. Probably from other lives. It came spontaneously. It's not this. This is a deeper revelation of the Lord in his sweetness aspect, in his more personal aspect. That was personal. But this is more personal, more interesting, more fascinating, more ecstatic, more, it's more closer to God, more intimacy. Yeah, they need shiksha if they want to go deeper. If not, well, that's up to them, just like here. It's up to you if we look at Johann after 6 years, couldn't even be a disciple. Didn't he? Well, never even wanted to be a disciple. And he was imitating. See how Putana works? The Putana tricks you. Oh, I'm going to act like I'm here, like everybody else, and I'm going to trick everybody like I'm here to be a disciple. But he never really was. He was here to do his thing, man, to get some energy so he can he can go up there and give classes of his own opinion, which is different than ours here. See, it was never to be a disciple, never to really surrender, to and abandon your opinions. Like, see, I follow by the book. Lord, that's why you guys get real bhakti and he gets the fake stuff. See, Lord Chaitanya preached in South India. Um, he would meet people, they would see his ecstatic devotion, and they obviously would inquire and say, yeah, well, what is this? And he would tell them, oh, this is pure devotional service, this is the potency of the Lord, everything basically we're teaching here. And they abandoned their opinions, they abandoned their paths and came onto this path and taught by the Lord. That's what we're doing here. This is this preaching. This is why you got to hear again and again and again to abandon these paths, abandon these mujis, these gurus, these Johans, and their speculations. You abandon that. We got something much better here. That's what we got to hear. You got to see. Hey, we're teaching the way the Lord taught by example and by also word about the conclusive understanding of real bhakti. Yeah. Yeah, so actually, it's getting late for you guys over there, so I'm gonna let you go to sleep. Plus, I think I'm done here talking. Well, I guess we made that guy leave. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Oh well, let's see. Oh, am I going to broadcast? Well, if I get up really early, I might, but I have to leave here at 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah. All right, so we'll see you guys later. Hare Krishna.